How is it going, everyone? Welcome to Gran Turismo 3. This time, not the simulation mode, but the arcade mode. Since, well, the simulation mode, I'm pretty much done with it. And the arcade mode, I don't know how it's gonna be. I'm looking forward to it. Apparently it has a lot more content than the PS1 Gran Turismo games, which is to be expected, but I wanna see, well, first of all, how hard it is. Well, you can pick between easy, normal and hard, but just because it says the word hard doesn't mean that it's hard. So we will see how hard it actually is. So first you only have these tracks to compete. I don't think that, yeah, you cannot pick anything outside of this. So, well, the first one is an oval. It's a little bit lame way to start, but at least it's the good oval. And you can pick the class. Wait, so you can go fast right away? Well, it seems so. I mean, I kinda wanna pick the fastest class available, you know? And these are all... yeah, like GTR cars, kinda. Like something of that caliber. I could start with the Dodge Viper, I guess. Can you change the color? It said color selection, but I don't think I get... oh, okay, I didn't know this. Racing or drift? Why would you ever want to pick drift? How could that give you an advantage? Well, not in an oval, but in anything else? Wait, hold up, that guy is using a Le Mans prototype. What is this? Robbery. There's no way I can win against that. Wait, all? Okay. There are two with a Le Mans prototype, so how am I supposed to win against this? So maybe you're not supposed to pick S-Class right away, because yeah, it's pretty obvious that this thing is not gonna outspeed the Mazda that is in first place right now, well, or the Toyota that is right here either. Though, is it slowing down? No, I don't think it is. Well, that's an interesting way to start. Unless, were there Le Mans prototypes selectable? I don't think there were. I mean, I know that I select the hard difficulty, but this is straight up impossible. You cannot win against that Mazda. Okay, interesting start. Hold up. Let me go back and change settings here, because this ain't gonna happen like this. So here, well, the super speedway I kinda have to, but let me double check. Is there no Le Mans prototype here? No, you can only pick these ones. So I'm assuming that you have to unlock it from the slower categories. You can also use your garage, by the way, but I wanted to avoid doing that. Though, if the only cars that you can pick are, you know, slower than your opponents, that will be a little bit weird. Well, here you can see the horsepower. So, for example, in this case, this one theoretically will be the best choice. But that is depending on who we are racing against. I want to see, I mean, if hard level requires you to go to your garage, I will. Doesn't seem like this might be the case. Let's see. See what to expect here. Well, this is like 2 Miata and... no, 3 Miata. And a Hachiroku and a Cruiser. Yeah, well, these guys are gonna be left behind easily. All of them. Interesting. So, does this unlock other cars or what? I mean, I realize that starting in an oval is probably not the best. This is a little bit of a contrast between the previous race and this one, isn't it? A little bit. I went from using a car that had no chance to using a car where my opponents have no chance. That's a little bit weird, but maybe once you beat this you unlock something. I don't know. It's pretty weird. It's 5 laps, which it's not gonna be that long, I guess, but it's a weird start, definitely. Well, I said it in the simulation mode that this game has. The progression is absolutely terrible. So I guess it makes sense that the arcade mode will also have very bad progression, but we will see. Though that it's crazy that they make you use a touring car against a Le Mans prototype. Like in real life, those tend to be like two different categories that sometimes compete in the same races, but as different, you know, speed classes, right? Like in one side you have the, like for example, the GT3, which is like a specific touring car category, and then you have the Le Mans prototypes that are basically the monster cars that go extremely fast. And they, even though they share the track when the race happens, they don't compete against each other. They are basically there as you know, traffic management. Like the idea is to make overtaking a lot more exciting by having a slower category class being in the way of a faster category. However, in this game, it seems that you are intended to beat it. Like you pick the slower category and you're intended to pick to beat the faster one. Seems a little bit exaggerated, if you ask me. Well, even more so in a novel. Though this game, the AI of this game, for what I've seen, is not that bad. So even if this, you know, take place in a normal circuit, I think I will still lose, because the AI is not that bad to you being able to completely outspeed them with a way slower car. It's not like it's an extremely cutting-edge AI that, you know, that makes it impossible to win, but yeah, it's not extremely dumb. So you will never beat a Le Mans prototype using a touring car like the Dodge Viper. No, not in this game. Well, maybe you could, you know, do specific stuff like trying to take it out of the track and constantly block them, and maybe like that you can win, but in a novel like this, that ain't happening. Well, that was pretty lame, honestly. But hey, I want to see, maybe this unlocks something, you know? Well, one race I doubt that it's gonna unlock anything, but just wanna see what happens when you win a race, you know? So you get a trophy. Yeah, that's what I more or less expect. And that's it. We out. So, is that trophy something that only belongs to the C class? Or does it belong to everything? Well, it doesn't really show the trophy. But you have to imagine, unless once you pick it, it shows up, no? Well, you do have the progress track actually here. It says clear status. So Super Speedway is counted as beaten. So you don't really need to care about the class. It's just that, in my opinion, picking C class is very lame. I mean, I will pick S class, but it doesn't seem like S class is very beatable with the cars that they give you. So I could pick A class then, maybe? What do we have here? It seems to be like the typical sport cars, right? Well, unless the AI picks something exaggerated, this should be fine. I could pick the Skyline. I mean, it's one of my favorite cars, so let's get it. So unless they bring an actual racing car, this should be balanced. Should be. I mean, there can be outliers with a very fast sport car, but for the most part it should be balanced, right? Let's see. So the one in first place is a Subaru Impreza, and you have an NSX on second place. It should be fine, I guess. We will see. The Impreza doesn't seem particularly slow, so it will take a little bit of time to win. But at least it's an actual race, you know, a race against cars of the same category. Crazy idea, I know, but apparently S-Class doesn't understand that concept. And for what I remember, only the Mazda and the Toyota GT1 are like the only Le Mans prototype cars there are in this game. But if any of those two shows up, unless you have one of those, you are not winning. Like, there is no way. Well, I overtook this guy on the first lap, so we will see how he does. Like, are you faster than me on a straight, for example? No, it seems that the NSX is actually faster. The NSX is out to overtake the Impreza, okay. So maybe that's my real rival. Yeah, it seems that the NSX is my real rival. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't mind. Whichever is my rival, I just hope at least that they make me stay focused, right? Never know. Also, I don't really need to keep the camera up there. There is no tire wear in this mode, which is to be expected. So I could bring the camera down, though. I don't know if my camera blocks anything in the car selection screen if I bring it all the way down. I don't know. Yeah, okay, so now it's pretty clear. Well, actually, the Impreza is not even the second fastest here. The Impreza went... yeah, pretty far. So who is the actual third place right now? That blue car? It's too far, I don't really see it. Like what car it is. Like, I will have to see it closer. I can't see shit. That's assuming that they are gonna come closer. No, I think it's the same car I'm using. It's a Nissan Skyline. And it seems that it will be faster than the NSX. It's just that the NSX is blocking him. So maybe I actually picked the fastest car of the bunch. Well, I mean, it's no surprise that it's Nissan Skyline that, if I'm not mistaken, is the R34, right? It doesn't say, I think, in the selection screen if it's the R34 or not, but by its appearance it should be, right? So, yeah, what I'm saying is that it shouldn't be any surprise that this is the best one, but... yeah, it seems so, I guess. Well, what we know is that the Impreza is clearly not the best one. Not only it's in fourth place, but quite far from both the NSX and the Nissan. Alright, well. It's a shame though that there are 5 laps. I'm assuming it's 5 laps because of picking hard mode. If it was easy or normal, there probably would be less, maybe. But yeah, a little bit lame, I guess, that... because a race like this is essentially decided in 2 laps at most. So, I'm saying that, but these guys are getting close, actually. And in fact, if the NSX wasn't in second place, it might be very possible that I will already have gotten overtaken. Well, this guy is overtaking me now, but that's not gonna last you for too long. Oh, okay, the Nissan actually overtook. Well, it's time to see if this Nissan is actually that dangerous or not. Like, theoretically here we are playing in the exact same condition. We are both using the same car, with a different color of course, but yeah, it's the same car, right? Like, well, for now you are a little bit behind, but there is one more lap remaining. Not sure if the NSXs might be faster in straights. It seems like it was going faster, but I think that it does worse in corners. Hard to tell. Maybe they are just like almost equal, which is nice. I mean, that's exactly what you want for races like this one. Now, my question is, you know how when you pick any class, obviously the cars that you race against are cars of that same class, right? But what happens if you go to your garage? Because it's not like you pick a class and then you go to your garage. Like, the garage is like a class in itself. So will that mean that once you pick a car, the game automatically matches you against a specific type? Because if that's the case, instead of using these cars, which are obviously pretty nice and I like driving them, but if instead of doing that I could use the Formula car that I have and it pair me up against other Formula cars, wouldn't that be great? I think it will be great. But will that happen, or will it pair me up against cars that are way slower? Thankfully, I can try it, so I will. But yeah, that was an interesting race. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary, but hey, at least it wasn't an absolute wash. It was interesting. Also, yeah, it is an R34, it said it right there. Okay, single race. Weird that it takes you all the way back to the first menu, but it's whatever. So, next one is the Smoky Mountain. Wait, isn't this rally? Oh, it is rally. Well, here I guess we're just gonna have to go for this one. And yeah, rally cars, there's not much mystery here. Like, you just pick between a rally car, right? You also have the stats down there, and they are all the same. Like, they are all like half on that. Well, I'm picking the Impreza, you know, like, you know how it is. I really like this car. Though in another rally challenge we could pick a different one just to have variety, right? So this is gonna be a duel between Imprezas, like the classic one that is the one I'm using versus a more modern one that is the one that my rival is using. Well, it might be more modern, but it's way uglier. So yeah, the pretty one has to win, right? No, I'm assuming, well, I think that in arcade mode, anything that you will have to worry about specifics, like in this case the type of tires, is something that you should not worry about. So like here we're using dirt tires and that's it, right? What else will you be using? So one thing about the rally in this game, like, of the things that this game does, rally is probably the best it does. Like, the rally fixes, they are most likely not the most realistic at all, but they are simply fun to drive. Now, the problem is getting used to them, because last time that I played... well, I mean, last time that I played a rally game, it was B-Rally, but in Gran Turismo, the last rally I played was in Gran Turismo 4. And in Gran Turismo 4, the rally behaves so differently that you have to view it completely differently here. Like, it's a day and night difference, without a doubt. So here, to make it simple, the difference between this and Gran Turismo 4 is essentially that here you can enter the corners in a way more risky way. That you can enter corners faster and you're gonna be able to do the corner without crashing. In Gran Turismo 4, there are corners that it's like you have to go all the way down to first gear. Even though they don't look extremely sharp, they require you to go extremely slow. So essentially this game is a lot faster when it comes to rally, and well, if you want my opinion, also a lot more fun. But they are two completely different types, so need to kinda get used to this one again. I mean, if anything, it's easier to get used to Gran Turismo 3 Rally than Gran Turismo 4. Since this one is a lot more arcade-like, right? Well, I got the advantage now. Simply because I got used to the track. Only needed one lap. Though, to be fair, if you take a look at my playthrough of simulation mode, I did the entirety of the rally races. And that means that every track you essentially have to beat it 3 times, because basically it's like 3 different difficulties. So this track, even though it's been a while since I played it, I kinda still have a little bit of muscle memory left. Well, and not just muscle memory, I remember the corners in the track pretty well. Like, for example, this one that comes here, this is a tricky corner because it's on an uphill, so you cannot see what's coming, but you're supposed to essentially do it at almost full speed. You're not supposed to brake. You're supposed to go full throttle. And then you have this corner that also looks like you're supposed to brake a lot, but you aren't. You can do that super fast because of how wide it is, right? Those are the kind of things that probably will take quite a lot of laps to understand, but since I already did quite a lot of laps in simulation mode, I more or less know what to expect. Then again, if you want to get used to this, you don't need to pick hard difficulty, you know. You can just pick easy or normal and you're gonna be fine. No problem. I still gotta say that it's so incredibly wild to me that racing in S-Class is essentially impossible. Like, what were they thinking? Well, probably the same thing that they were thinking in most of simulation mode with how bad the progression is. So, essentially not thinking, right? Oh, got it. So, I think I'm gonna bring my camera down simply so the image is more clean, but I want to see the menus. Like, I'm gonna pay attention to that. When I get to the menus, will my camera be blocking anything? I wonder. Let's see. Trying to visualize the camera in the screen that I'm looking at. I mean, it will be blocking the text on the bottom, I guess. Which is... I mean... Oh, another rally, huh? Wasn't expecting that. Okay. Yeah, I don't really think it's blocking anything, you know? Like, I could just bring it down. Should be fine. Yeah, just bring it down there. No problem. Well, if the tire wear shows up at some point, I will bring it back up. No problem. So, for variety's sake, let me pick a different car. What do we have? The Ford Focus or Ford Escort? We could pick that. Oh, maybe the Citroen, I guess. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go with the Citroen. And this one is ice. Well, or it isn't. Oh, it says Swiss Alps and I thought it was gonna be a snow track, but no, it's actually dirt. Okay. Who am I going against? I didn't see. Okay, it's another Impreza. Well, that guy's acceleration seems a lot better than mine. Well, it's fine, it's too early to say, though I cannot see shit because of the dirt. Though, for what I remember, wasn't this one of the easiest tracks in the game for rally? And not for any other reason than for some reason the AI screws, like, those one corners super slowly. But I don't know, maybe I'm confusing it with another track. So I hope I'm not confusing it, because at this rate I'm not gonna be winning, you know? All that difference was exclusively at the beginning. Like on that start he had way better acceleration, but he's not really gaining any additional distance, so... Also, is that Subaru Impreza prototype gonna be my rival for any of these races? I mean, for every of these races. Because I will be lame. No, I don't think it was this track, the one I was talking about, actually. No, it was a different one. I think there was a rally track in this game with a chicane that for some reason the AI will break, but it was not needed to break, so you could gain a lot of time on it. But yeah, it wasn't this track, it was another one. A pretty similar one probably, but not this one. I went too long. It's fine, this is gonna be an exciting race at least. I don't know if I can pull it off, but... we will see. Also here, I don't really think it makes much difference to go in the grass that is on the outside of the track. Maybe it does make a difference, I don't know. But whatever. I'm first now, but keeping the lead won't be precisely easy. I think that this is the hardest corner in the game. Very slow and very wide. It's a weird combination, because usually slow corners tend to be very narrow, and that's the reason why they are slow. But when you have a wide corner that is also slow, it's quite dangerous, because you can easily crash and lose so much time. In this corner I'm also not doing it very well, which makes sense, like the racing line that I'm doing there is absolute trash. Need to do better than that. No, calculating racing lines on rallies not as easy as it will be in a regular asphalt racing track, right? The right side. it most likely will be a victory. That's cool. Can I do this corner properly? Yeah, see, that's a lot better. I mean, just like any corner, you don't want to enter the corner on the inner side, like you want to enter through the outer side into the inner side. Yeah. Oh, then if I would have crashed against the bridge as easily as I got first place, I would have lost immediately, in an instant. It's so funny to see that like the 2D images that are those mountains on the background. Pretty funny. I mean, this is a 2001 game. The way it looks already is pretty stunning, and not to mention that, of course, the 2D on the backgrounds wasn't that noticeable when you played at a native resolution, right? Like, this is not being played at native resolution right now. It's enhanced 3 times. Alright, well, that went well. So the next one, I think it's not a rally race, and if that's the case, I really want to check 2 things actually. The first one is, if I pick S-Class, will the Le Mans prototype stop appearing? And if it doesn't, what happens if I pick a car from my garage, specifically a Formula car? Because yeah, I want to know that. So let's pick S-Class again. I mean, I could pick a different one, not like it's gonna make a difference, but just pick a different one, right? And let's see if those pesky Le Mans prototype cars show up. They probably will. Or do they? Well, they not in 5th or 4th place, but what about... I don't see them. Yeah, okay, so they didn't show up here. But why did they show up in the oval? Is it because I picked the Dodge Viper? Maybe that was the reason. But like, are you implying that the Dodge Viper is like way better than every car that is here? Like every other car? So that justifies the LMPs appearing? Is that the case? And what you're saying? I mean, it could be. Alright, so right now, it seems that my rival is another NSX. Alright, maybe a little bit tough to reach it, but we can. Yeah, maybe it was the issue of picking the Dodge Viper. Maybe that was the mistake. Oh, what are you hitting? Every time that you see me hitting a wall, just remember that the AI does it as well. Every time that you might be thinking this guy sucks, I do, but just know that the AI also sucks, so we are even. Okay. So I might need one more lap to reach this guy. One more lap or one more corner, actually. We will see. Oof. Okay, that kind of lost control there. But we also have that Toyota being very close. Well, actually, it seems that everyone is relatively close here. Doesn't seem like anyone really is dominating, like this is an actual competitive race. Okay. on first place now, but these guys, as you can see, are no shovers. Like, these guys are competitors. Like, these guys are actually competing against you and not simply being there for the sake of being there. So, gotta be careful. Just play clean, you should be mostly fine. But will you? Well, Trial Mountain is a track that I was never particularly good at. It's a very tricky track. I guess that's the reason why it's called Trial Mountain. It's a track that very treacherous. Not to mention that if it was a track in real life, it wouldn't pass any safety regulations. It's just casually having the mountain right next to you, like with the danger of, you know, rocks falling down. It doesn't seem very safe at all, not to mention that an accident will be completely lethal. You are not surviving that crash. So yeah, it's a pretty cool track in the sense that it will never be a thing in real life. Well, not at least legally. Not like, you know, anyone got stopped from racing in mountain passes, right? But yeah, in an official race using actual racing cars, well, no. Doesn't work that way. Well, if I had knew that I needed to pick one of those other cars, I would have done that since the beginning. Like, I wouldn't have even tried with C-Class or A-Class. I would have gotten straight to these ones. But well, now we know. I still want to try the garage though, to see what happens if you bring a Formula car. Because if I bring a Formula car and my opponents also bring a Formula car, I want to do that for the rest of the arcade mode. Like, that will be very nice, guys. But remember, I say that one of the best things that this game does is the rally, but the Formula, it also does it very, very well. Like, the Formula races were, at least in simulation mode, it was one of my best experiences that I had with Gran Turismo. Though, ironically here, if they are only gonna be 5 laps, it might be hard to actually reach the first place within those 5 laps if the opponent is other Formula cars. Like, if you look at well, the Formula World Championship that I did in this game, I essentially don't get first place until, like, I don't know, like 10 laps into the race. So because of that, 5 laps might be too little. I wouldn't mind just using this car, or well, this car, or any car on S-Class that is not gonna make the LMP monsters appear. I mean, I didn't even check the stats of the Dodge Viper. Maybe the Dodge Viper is just that much better. That cannot be beaten no matter what. Maybe. A little bit of track there, but no problem. Well, this one, I guess it wasn't as interesting as some of the other races, because, you know, even though these guys are not really left behind by a lot, they are still not particularly giving you that much of like that much resistance. So with this you're gonna unlock more tracks, I'm assuming, because this is the final track that is selectable for the time being, so you should be able to unlock more, right? Didn't say it, but maybe it will. Oh, never mind, I'm stupid, there is still one more. Sorry. Sometimes I'm dumb. So wait, I wanna check this. So these guys have like 4.5 horsepower, right? So it's the Viper. Oh, the Viper, maybe it's a specific special car, because it doesn't even show what horsepower it has. And these ones have, well, at least this one has a lot more, this Corvette. And then, yeah, maybe I should pick like the worst possible to do this. Like I picked one that was particularly broken and the game didn't like it, and it's the Le Mans prototype pretty much. That's pretty funny to think about it. But let me try, for example, with a Nissan. I want to try like a different car to see if the LMPs appear again or not. Also, how is it going, Wasabi? This is starting to sound familiar. Well, yeah, these songs. I play this game for quite a long time, so yeah, the songs will be more and more familiar. But okay, we're going with a Nissan Skyline here. Will it be able to compete against the NSXs? I don't know. Seems that the NSXs might be the favorite of. Oh, hold up. Is there even an NSX in this? Yeah, the purple car, I think, is an NSX. So the one that is in first place right now is a Toyota Supra. Though the majority of the opponents here are Nissan Skyline. Like, this is the only Toyota, I think. Oh. Nice defense. Yeah, the NSX is the purple one. Oh, also, Wasabi, since you are here, you know, I've been thinking about your fan game. That I think that the best idea is if at some stream I have additional time to spend, I should spend it on your fan game, because I think that dedicating like the beginning of the stream to an avoidance, I don't think that, I mean, regardless of what avoidance it is, I think that that's not the best idea for me. Because not only there I will have to think of a plan B no matter what, but also the fact that like what you did last time. Well, not quite. What I did last time, I actually started playing Macaroon, which is the name of your fan game. I clarify that just in case someone is, like, from the outside is being like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? So, well, basically Wasabi made a game that is called I Wanna Be the Macaroon, I think. And I played it from the very beginning on a stream. It's just that I'm so bad at avoidances that I couldn't beat it, so I ended up playing another avoidance of his that was, if I'm not mistaken, I wanna be, or I wanna drink the vegetable juice, something like that, which was based on Miku's Popipo song, right? So yeah, that's the one I play later, but Macaron, I played it from the beginning. Yeah, I wanna eat the macaron. Oh, I did play F-Zero before that, really? I thought I played it from the beginning of the game, actually. Well, okay, I wasn't. Okay, I think I'm starting to remember. Was it Maximum Velocity, the one I played? I have a feeling it was Maximum Velocity. Right? Like with that machine that was absolute trash, that I think was called well, I don't remember the name, but the point, Fighting Comet, it was called. Yeah, like that machine that is so fucking shit that I think that was in itself a continuation of a playthrough that I started in a different day because I couldn't beat all of the Grand Prix there. Yeah, okay, yeah. I think I more or less remember. More or less. Hey, I guess in that case it will be like last time. Yeah. Yeah, and for what I understand, this fun game of yours here, the newer one, is gonna be easier. Since, for what I've seen in the reviews, you are allowed to take multiple hits. So I guess that alone, regardless of how hard the patterns are, is probably gonna make beating the fun game a lot easier. So how is it going, Kyle? So the race itself right now, seems that these two guys behind me are actually faster than me. Like both of them. I need to actually block to not let them overtake. What's the yellow car? Is it another Nissan or? I'm not sure. This is the final lap, so I don't think I want to see him. I made it based on some other fun games which also do that, yeah. It seems that there are quite some avoidances out there that are HP based instead of something that, you know, you die in one hit. I went too fast there. He shouldn't overtake though. Nice. Well, now we should be able to unlock more tracks. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the third car there is also a Nissan. Specifically based on two of them, I wanna be the worst and I wanna Requiem, which you might have seen me post about in the server. I might loosely remember that, but not that much, but yeah. Well, it's something that I'll see when I get to play that. So, let's see. Oh, there it is. So you got more unlock here, and already starting with a rally. Wait, I'm seeing the Suzuki Escudo. You know, I didn't think about that, but if you get paired against the Suzuki Escudo, you're gonna get your ass kicked so badly. You know, there is no way you win against that. Like, none of these cars can deal with the Suzuki Escudo. Though, okay. Oh, against the prototype Mitsubishi. Okay, interesting choice. It's gonna be a Mitsubishi duel. So, this one is the... Well, in reverse... I don't know if it changes much. Probably not. So, I take that you cannot unlock an actual, you know, you cannot actually unlock cars, like you should unlock tracks. Is that the way it works? Might be. I don't think it's gonna be any hard to beat. So I did that corner very badly, but that's fine. I mean, my advantage right now is very telling after all. No, I gotta say, it looks pretty weird in this game when the cars are going uphill or downhill. They have like a little bit shittering, right? Where they... Well, the shittering that you're seeing here, I guess it makes sense because of the dirt, but I mean when you're in asphalt, kinda looks like the car is having a seizure. No, I feel like it will be interesting if both this game and Gran Turismo 4 on the rallies, instead of making you race against a single opponent, it actually had seats like the rest of the races. I'm assuming that they don't do that because otherwise the AI will kill each other very easily, right? Probably. They will most likely cannibalize each other a lot. Well, it's fine. So I don't even remember how rally was handled in Gran Turismo 5 and 6. It's been so long since I played that, and I might have even ignored rally completely, so I don't know if they are still doing 1v1 or if they are actually doing, you know, a bigger opponent pool. So this guy is getting obliterated, like it's not even close to the other opponents. Well, the other opponents that were both with a Subaru Impreza. It tells me that Subaru put some cash here to make the competition look bad. Is it right now? Well, to be fair, I'm beating it with another Mitsubishi, so I guess it's whatever, but it's kinda making it look like if your opponent picks anything that is not an Impreza, they will not get far at all. And you know, I couldn't do any of the 2 slow corners without crashing in this race. Obviously not like it matters since there is no damage or anything close to that, but... Oh, got it. Wait, where is the finish line? There is the finish line. Okay, so we can try the next one with the garage and pick a formula car to see how the game answers. I'm curious. I want to see what the game thinks of such a power move. Let me try. It's gonna be in Tokyo. Alright. So here we go to home garage. I like that the formula cars are the very first ones. And yeah, ironically I have the same model twice, though with different colors. So if we pick this, what are my opponents gonna pick? If my opponents don't pick formula, I'm not gonna bother doing this, but... No, they don't pick formula. Like, that one on the right didn't look like it was formula. So what do they pick? Well, I mean, they pick... Yeah, the problem is that you cannot compete against me with this shit, dude. You're gonna get... Yeah. So yeah, we don't wanna do that. And we don't want to obliterate these guys like that. So then that's a little bit of a weird thing. So, like, the opponent cannot use a formula car, apparently. Well, in that case, I guess we're just gonna pick S-Class, like we've been doing before. And I guess not pick the Dodge Viper, because that one is a little bit too much. We can pick... Though, I really wonder... Wait, I unlocked this one. This one wasn't there before. Though at the same time, this one seems like it will be too slow. Probably. I'm not sure. Kinda wanna pick this one. Though I don't know if this one is also considered to be special by the game and they are gonna send Le Mans prototypes or not. The problem is that you cannot see that until the countdown appears, because you don't have a screen like in simulation mode that tells you which ones your opponents are. Right. At least there is no Le Mans prototype here, but the question is, can this Opel actually beat these guys? Or is it not gonna be able to? Well, it's the Tokyo track that, as I mentioned, is one of the easiest tracks in the game, so perhaps, even if the car itself might not be that big of a deal, we might be still able to win. Maybe. They are certainly not escaping. So then, I guess I got very unlucky that on the very first race that I tried, I picked like the only car that apparently could trigger the LMPs. So very messed up of the game to even make that an option, considering that it's pretty clear that you could not win under any circumstance. Also, it seems that according to the AI, the Opel that I'm using sucks. It's the one that is being left behind right now. But that's not gonna stop me from winning. At the same time, if this car is slower on a straight, that might be a problem. No, but it's not slower. In fact, I wonder here if your car is meant to be, since it's an arcade mode, like if your car goes faster when you're behind or something like that. I still need to get to those two guys. That was bad. Also, if I'm not mistaken, in the PS1 arcade modes, you couldn't even use racing cars, right? You will just use regular cars, I think. I guess that this is even something novel here. That guy is overtaken, but now that Toyota Supra is left, and we already know how messed up this guy is. This is a very, very fast opponent. Is there an HTML? Do you know how to measure the speed of a USB port? What do you mean measure? Like once it's connected, how to measure the speed? No, I don't know. I never did it, and I mean I never had the need to do it. I mean, yes, the USB 3.0 usually are always blue, correct? But that, no, actually no, that's not the case. The PC that I have, for example, if I'm not mistaken, all USBs are supposed to be like 3.1. I don't know exactly what's the standard after 3.0, and they are not blue. Well, maybe that's precisely because they are technically not 3.0, but they are faster. The USB series had a very weird naming scheme, or was it HDMI? I don't know. I think that you're asking the wrong person though. Like, I'm not an expert at hardware. So, you will be better off asking Yami that. Yami will probably know. I know I wouldn't. If you ask me about something, it will have to be about software, not about hardware. I'm very, very ignorant when it comes to hardware, you know. But I'm afraid I cannot help you. This thing coming pretty fast there. USB had some weird naming, like what the fuck am I supposed to do when I see USB 3.2 Gen 1 super speed? But display name is USB 3.0. I don't know. As I said, I'm not the right person. Wait a second. We got an NSX all of a sudden. You know, I was vlogging the Supra so much that this guy came out of nowhere. That's how it's gonna be. Then everyone is here. I think that just shows how I'm slowing everyone down. Well, that's pretty amusing. Alright, there is one more lap after this one, so ideally you wouldn't want a repeat of this on the next lap. I was just curious to know what speed of or version my USB ports were. I mean, the only way to see that is to look at your motherboard's manual. Like, whatever motherboard you have, check the manual and it should tell you every port, you know. If the manual doesn't tell you, I don't think there's any way you will be able to know. That Supra seems like will never leave me alone here. I guess I constantly need to watch out and block him. Oh shit. Yeah, that was an interesting overtake. Will be pretty sad if I were to lose the race right now. It seems that it could be very possible, but yeah, especially if I do that corner that way. Damn, that's a shame though. Losing this one at the end like this, it hurts a lot. Oh well, what can you do? We win some, we lose some. Yeah, that was very bad. That's a shame, especially because these races are long, so to retry this is very hard. Also, how is it going, Sunshine? Yeah, that is what it is. So does this even count towards clear? I will assume it probably doesn't, right? Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't. Well, that's a shame. But it is what it is. If you don't win, you don't win, you know? Cannot win it all, but it is pretty sad. Okay, let me not pick this car ever again though. A car that makes me lose is a car that I don't want to be associated with again, you know? Let's not pick that thing again. Though, well, I could pick this one for example, the other NSXs. But I wonder what's the limit for the car, for the LMPs to not show up. Because now I'm just afraid of them showing up again, you know? I guess they are not gonna appear now. The idea is that I will redo that Tokyo race later. It is quite lame to lose a race at the very end, but it is what it is. I think that my biggest gripe is the fact that it's 5 laps each. Though in general this game also has that issue of, you know, making the races too long even in simulation mode, so hopefully at least Gran Turismo 4 doesn't have that same issue, hopefully. But maybe it does, I don't know. So I think it's also pretty clear that the Opel in the previous race was a bad car in general. So I don't know who that won in second place is. I think that these are all Nissans, right? Yeah, most likely, I guess. Yeah, ideally I wouldn't want to pick a car that just makes the races too easy, but I also don't want to pick a car that's gonna make me lose, if possible. Maybe we will be surprised. Maybe later on they might show the Formula cars. I think that the Formula cars are mostly supposed to be like a secret more than anything, not something that is probably gonna get shown on the arcade mode. Also, this NSX seems like it's gonna obliterate everyone way too easily. It doesn't seem like it's gonna have too much resistance. Though I think it's also true that the Toyota Supra is not an opponent in this race. That might also be the reason. Is that the competition is mostly between the Supra and the NSX. I kind of want to see with the slower cars here in S-Class, if you compete against other slower cars, or if you're gonna be competing against the same ones. Because if you compete against the same ones, I don't know what's the point of even trying, right? You're just gonna get your ass kicked. I wonder if they are gonna make the test course. Well, I don't think I need to wonder. The test course is most likely gonna be one of the tracks. And if they overuse it so much in simulation mode, there is no way that they didn't put it at least once in here. What will be fucked up though is that they put it like in reverse as well as in the straight variant, to put it twice. They will be capable of. So what's pretty clear is that differently from how is it called? The PS1 Gran Turismo. This arcade mode is not something that I will be able to beat in a single stream. Yes, there are like 6 group of tracks. We are only on the second one, so this will most likely require at least 2 streams. I don't think it will require more, but I mean, if I struggle in the races, maybe it will require more. You never know. It seems that every group of tracks has 6 tracks each. Seems to be the general rule. Here it seems to be pretty day and night difference. Picking the NSX, that is just leaving everyone behind, versus the Opel that actually struggled to stay on the lead. Hey, in fact, they cannot even get close. Even though you can still see them, they are so far behind that it's like you couldn't see them anyways. I think I'm a little bit curious to try the drift mode that they mention. I don't think that you can do that with these racing cars, but seems that with the lower classes that you're allowed to drift. But I wonder what that means. I mean, if you want to, you can use the handbrake and drift, but maybe it means that it tries to copy the physics of Gran Turismo 1 that had a lot more drift. Because yeah, I should try, and you can use the handbrake even here, but I wonder what it is. It will be interesting to see the physics being like in Gran Turismo 1. I guess I could try on the next one. Maybe. I don't think the racing cars will be capable of doing that. I mean, especially when the game itself makes the options be racing or drift. So already the name tells you. Wait, oh, I almost fucked up there. If I put exit there, I would have forfeited the race. See, this game has that issue. So the Opel got last place, by the way. I guess the conclusion we can take is that you stay away from the Opel, like as far as possible from that abomination. Well, this is Laguna Seca. I don't think I would want to use drift here personally, but I do want to see what happens if I were to pick this car, for example. Because at least according to the horsepower it has, it's... Oh, you can pick drift here too. But yeah, according to the horsepower of this thing, like, it's way inferior to any of the opponents that we've been having. So, okay, it seems that this is another set of cars. At least it looks that way, right? Yeah. Well, in fact, that's a weird set of cars. So you have rally cars mostly. You have the Subaru Impreza, a Toyota Corolla, the Peugeot 206. The one that is in first place is a Seat, or is it a different one? Oh, it's going quite fast. Wonder if he's faster than all of us. We will see. But keep in mind that this is Laguna Seca. This is not an easy track regardless. No, it's a Renault. It's a Renault Clio. No, it says Renault Sport. It doesn't say Clio. I mean, it could be a variant of the Clio. So essentially all of the rally cars are... Ah, fuck. No, it's fine. Are eating shit right now. The rally cars cannot even get close, it seems. Yeah, this division of cars doesn't seem to be that balanced. But then that's wild that the Viper is considered to be such an amazing car that the only worthy opponents are apparently the LMPs. Because every other car in this category seems to has their own group of cars that more or less goes the speed they go, right? Then the Dodge Viper, so I got insanely unlucky basically. I picked the absolutely worst car for the beginning. It's fine. So, the guy that is now in second place, that's supposed to be a Porsche? Or is it another one? I actually don't remember if this game had Porsche. Well, I mean, it doesn't have Porsche explicitly. If anything, it will have a roof. But kinda looks like one. Maybe not. It also seems that it won't be enough to beat me regardless. At the same time though, it's leaving the Renault behind, so I'm not sure if it won't be enough. Maybe it will. It's actually getting quite close right now. Maybe I spoke too soon. Want a t-shirt with a skeleton? But I'm pretty sure that you can find those easily. And you could also print them yourself. I don't think it will be pretty expensive to have one. I personally never like having any particular design on any of the clothing I use. You can say that what I'm using right now has like a stripe pattern. It's not like you know, a pure color shirt, but the point is that I don't like having anything that resembles a drawing or a message. Like, I simply like wearing, you know, plain clothing. I'm the same, I like plain clothes. Yeah, I just simply don't see any reason. Because unless you are going to a very specific event that, I don't know, like you're going to a protest and you want to have your shirt have a message related to the protest. But I will never go to a protest in the first place. But like, if you are an activist or something, like, yeah, I could understand that. Or if you're a cosplayer, obviously you will use, you know, clothes that resemble the character that you are cosplaying as, right? I mean, if I'm simply going somewhere normal, like I'm just going to the grocery store or whatever, why would I want anything other than plain clothes? I mean, if it was for me, I would just go naked. Like, I don't give a shit, but since that's not allowed, and well, more importantly, if it's winter, not only it's not allowed, but also you probably wouldn't want to do it regardless. Like, you know. The point is that clothes are simply a tool. It's kind of like, you know, what example could I give? Like, I don't know, the walls of my room, right? Like, you paint it because the paint is what keeps like all the dust from the bricks in line, and you know, it also helps it to not get humid or whatever. So I just like the paint to fulfill that purpose and nothing more. Like, I don't want to paint my room in a weird color or anything like that. Just make it do what it needs to do. Like, and for clothing, I think the same thing. That's the second cone I kick on the final hairpin. I'm considering buying one that says well, I'm pretty sure a lot of places allow you to have customized text. So, you know, you just need to find the right place. Also, then that Corolla got smoke. like at least 6 seconds of advantage, and well, we didn't see exactly how many because we were not allowed to. Pretty funny. Absolute destruction. Alright, so now we're going to Rome. So we can try another one of these cars. So for example, this one. This is supposed to be a Honda, right? I think. Kinda. Well, in any case, I want to try the drift mode. Maybe this is a mistake, but I just want to see it, you know? And if we see that it's not a good idea, of course, we're not gonna do it, but if it is, I wanna see how it is. Like, my guess is that this is gonna make the physics be similar to Gran Turismo 1, where the cars more or less drifted when they steer, even though, you know. Wait, the real issue here is not the drifting. The real issue is that this car seems to be extremely slow. Hey, look at that, these guys are so far ahead. So I'm not really seeing the drift, if you ask me. Where is the drift? Is the drift in the room here with us or what? Unless you want me to use the handbrake and drift for real. A little bit weird. I don't know what it means, honestly. So, it seems that this car probably has like a good top speed, but the acceleration is absolute trash. I think that's what's happening. It doesn't seem like I have trouble keeping up, but okay, now I'm having trouble actually. Maybe it's not the top speed. Maybe it's simply that there is negative rubber banding and that's the end of that. But yeah, I don't know, like I'm especially surprised that they are all together. Something makes me think that the reason for that is that the first place is slower than the rest. It's a Subaru Impreza, the one that is in first place. Nice jump. Yeah, I probably should restart this. I don't think I'm winning with this. I mean, I already did a full lap, and I'm essentially at the same distance that I was at the beginning of the race, you know? Yeah, I don't think this is happening. Well, then again, the car already didn't look like it was gonna compete against the other one, so I guess it makes sense. Yeah, no, I'm not winning with this shit. Yeah, let's not waste more time. Let me pick something else. And also, this car is banned. Just like that Opel, this one is banned. Any car that makes me lose is banned. So that one, absolutely banned. Alright, so what else we could pick? Well, I could pick this one. It's a Toyota Apex. Well, this one in fact was the one that was competing against the other car that I picked, the Silvia. So it should be fine. Though I don't know if that other car being slower was related to me picking drift. I don't think it was. I think that car was just that shit. Also, aren't all of these rally cars? If these are all rally cars, I'm not gonna have any trouble beating them. Kinda looks like it. But yeah, in that case, I think that you're probably gonna be left behind. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't pick like this category of cars. Like maybe I should pick the Skylines or the NSXs. It seems that this lower category, if you are gonna be paired against rally cars like this, the opponents won't have any chance at winning, clearly. Pretty fucked up how in this category you either pick a car that stands no chance or you pick a car that absolutely humiliates them. Messed up. Even more messed up than... Like, why do they even make you race against rally cars? I mean, it's not even a rally race. Considering that this arcade mode has rally races as well, you know? It's a little bit weird, honestly, but it's fine. It happens. And it kinda looks like they want to fight back, but they cannot. For looking behind so much, I messed up that corner, it's fine. Hey, I guess these guys are... Yeah, not enough. So I still don't know what drift mode does. I mean, I could pick one of the... Like, I could pick the NSXs, since I know that that car, like, is one of the fastest ones in the S-Class category, and pick drift with it and see what changes, but I don't really think it changes anything. Maybe what drift does is it disables the... Well, that's unfortunately something that I didn't check, but maybe it disables the driving aids. Like it disables ASM and traction control. Though that's a weird way to frame it. Because, I mean, it will be as simple as the option being called like driving aids, like yes or no, instead of racing or drift, right? Like, what does that even mean? Also, yeah, roof is a thing in this game, but, well, this was the car that I thought it was a roof, and no, it isn't. It's a Toyota. From a certain angle, the front kinda looked like it could have been a Porsche, but yeah. I guess upon closer inspection, not so much. Yeah, these guys are gonna be left behind, it seems. It's a shame. I always found that sidewall so weird. I don't know why they put the sidewalk there. Absolutely no reason. Just makes the cars look weird, you know? I think at this point looking back makes no sense. Like, though that car that got second place now, I think it's the only one that is not a rally car. So maybe he will be able to get closer now. I don't know. It's not really looking like it, but you never know. No, not really. I still find it weird that this track never made it into Gran Turismo 4. Because it came back for the PS3 games, but apparently not for the next one. Maybe they couldn't fit it in the DVD. Maybe it was too much. Who knows? Well, that's that. You know, I probably could have entered the pits just to assert dominance. But that's only if the actual stop is after the finish line. As if it's before, I just embarrass myself. that was absolutely free. Okay, so for the next one, as I said, I wanna try though the next one I think it's a rally race, so I guess we're not gonna be trying shit. A rally race, you're supposed to pick rally, as simple as that. Correct. It is a rally race. So, which car? Oh, also the prototype of Mitsubishi is also pickable. We can use... yeah, I don't know, the Ford Focus, I guess. Why not? Though this is a hard track, if I'm not mistaken, the Tahiti circuit. Like this one, yeah, I think that this is one of the hardest rally tracks, probably. Oh shit, this one has a faster start than the Impreza. That seems like it already shown that it has a fast start, so that's impressive. So unfortunately, man, I know that this is how a Ford Focus normally looks, but it looks so ugly from the rear. It really does. It certainly is not the type of car that you look at and you think that you're looking at a rally car. It looks like I don't know, a grandma car. From the front at least it looks cool. Like, the front looks pretty nice. But man, the rear is so ugly. It's fine. No, don't judge a book by its cover or some shit like that, I guess. So I do gotta admit that I like the color. Because you might think that this is a white car, but it really isn't. It's like it's a cream car. Like, that color is not white, it's cream. Just that it's a very light cream, but you can still tell that it's not pure white. So that's a cool thing, but man, that rear looks so ugly. Not to mention it's also sometimes a little bit hard to see, because it kinda takes a big portion of the camera. Let's just say that this car has a pretty fat ass. Not a pretty one though. It's fine. I could pick the Ford Escort for the next one. For the next one. Get it? That was pretty bad. But yeah, I mean, anything that is not this car, I guess. Though it's another Ford. Like, something about the Ford rally cars is that I don't think that they look very aesthetically pretty at all. Like, there are some Ford cars that look pretty cool, but I think that the ones I've seen in rally games don't look good at all. Or at least not compared to cars like the Impreza or the Lancer Evo, right? They just look especially ugly. Also, after this race, I have to retry the Tokyo race. Oh, retry. I obviously know I can win that race. It's just that I need to win it with a better car. Though I also could have won with that car. It's simply that I guess I did the last lap too badly, but it is also very clear that that Opel is meant to be like the worst car in that specific group of cars. Also, this Ford Focus is absolutely obliterating the Impreza. Maybe this one might be performance-wise one of the best cars. Because I remember Tahiti Circuit, like this particular one, being hard in this game, so you know, that's what makes me wonder. It would be nice if I didn't hit any wall, because it looks very ugly when you hit a wall, you know? Looks non-elegant. Oh, final lap. Actually, you know, I was thinking about what I said about the cars that make me lose. Like, I'll just stop using them. That's an interesting thing, isn't it? Like, you use it. It's kind of like some sort of Nuzlocke challenge, like the ones that they do in Pokemon, that when one of your Pokemons gets defeated, you have to release it. Here it could be something similar, like you lose with a car and that car becomes unpickable. The difference is that here it's very unlikely that you're gonna run out of cars, especially if more get unlocked later on, but it will be an interesting challenge, assuming there were less cars to pick from and that the races were slightly harder. Because as it is right now, losing in itself, unless you pick a very specific car, is not gonna happen. And when it happens, you have a lot of others to pick from. Not to mention from other speed classes as well, not just S-Class. Though in this case, I think I would prefer going with S-Class until the end. Will be a better idea, I think. Right, so before we can unlock the next group of tracks, I need to beat Tokyo. And while I did Tokyo, I want to try that drift thing again, but this time with a car that I can make sure that is a good one, which is this NSX. Like, this NSX seems to be the best car of this division. So hey, let's see what drift, well, no, okay, it's not related to the driving aids. The driving aids still say ASM and TCS, so what does it do? It does make drifting easier when you press the handbrake, or what's the idea? Oh, also, one of my opponents is using the exact same car I'm using right now. What a copycat. I don't know what the difference is. Like, I feel like the game is making fun of me. Like, I'm trying to notice differences on the driving, but I don't really know. I guess, I mean, I could say that it drifts a little bit more, but I feel like I'm making that up, like it's not really happening. But I have no clue what the idea is, since it's not related to driving aids. I don't know what it is related to. I keep doing that corner very slow. Also, the Opel here is on second place, well, and now on first. They're actually fighting with that Ford. Hey, that's only because I'm slowing everyone else down. The moment that I'm no longer like a stone in those other guys' path, like that Opel is gonna be left behind. They are rapidly approaching. Will be more careful if I were you. Yeah, like, that doesn't really feel like it's drifting, you know? Unless you're telling me that this is a drift competition and whoever drifts the most wins. So it's not like there is any indicator anywhere, so I don't think that's the idea. Okay, it seems that the NSX, the other NSX, is taking the lead now. But it might be that it actually does make you slower. I don't know what benefit it gives you, if any, but I'm clearly going slower here. Like, this car is not normally this slow, so I probably should switch to racing, but I don't know. Does that mean that I cannot pick this car anymore? Well, what is the Opel doing? What the hell? Did he lose control, really? It's pretty weird. It kinda looked like he did that. I mean, I still want to keep going with this race, because at least it seems like it will be exciting, but it's also pretty clear that this car is doing worse in drift mode. And I would like to test one of these corners and drift, like using the handbrake, but if I'm already having trouble to keep up, it's gonna be even worse if I try to do something stupid like using the handbrake. So I don't think it's a good idea, personally. At the same time, trying to keep up with these guys is a problem. Keep in mind that even when I'm kind of blocking them in a corner, they can still overtake me pretty easily. It's pretty clear that, well, I don't know what drift does, but I shouldn't pick it. That's what I'm sure of. Whatever it does, it's not worth it. I guess theoretically it makes the races harder, so Is if you want more of a challenge, you can pick that, you know. I should have resetted this race already. Like here, I'm just setting myself up for failure, like a moron. And that was bad. Because if this was the final lap, I would have lost. And that's bad. So I would have lost by very little, but I would have lost. That's the issue. Like, I'm setting myself up for failure without a doubt. So I did that corner very well, without a doubt. I don't think I can do the other ones that well. But we will see. No need to be pessimistic. Well, I'm keeping a very good distance now. Again, I don't know for how long, but seems like a relatively decent distance. Well, if this was the final lap, I will be the one winning. Unfortunately, it isn't the final lap, but the next one is, so, you know. Yeah. This one is the final lap, so let's see how it goes. I mean, the biggest difference here was the first corner. Like, I did the first corner so well, so if I could repeat that... Well, that wasn't bad, but I think I did it slightly slower. And that one, I think I didn't do it quite as well as the previous one. I still am keeping a very healthy distance with the second place, though. And I'm doing these corners well. If you ask me what difference there is between this and the regular racing mode, I have no clue. I don't really noticing this drifting more or less, at least not normally. And as I said, I'm not provoking an actual drift, because that could easily make me lose the race. And I already lost this race once, so I wouldn't prefer losing it again if it's possible. Okay, but we're taking this one home at least. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep picking racing. Whatever it does, it seems like it's the superior idea. Yeah, that was a cool race, I guess. This, well, the Opel, actually, damn. Well, I wasn't expecting that result. Both of the NSXs got last place. I mean, both of the other NSXs. The Opel got fourth, but I'm surprised the NSXs got last. And one of them is the same car I was using. So that's weird. Like, come on. Gotta keep it up. So we unlock a brand new batch of races. Wait, didn't we already do Grand Valley? Oh, because I'm a moron, yes. We unlock from here. So we start with another rally track. Oh, but we have more rally cars. And by cars, I mean car in singular, I guess. I think only this one got added, just the Lancia Delta. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's the legendary Sega Rally Championship car. So it would be nice if the Toyota Celica got added later. And we're going against a Ford Focus or a Ford Escort. Where are you? You're to my right. I cannot see you because you're right beside me right now. There he is. It's actually okay, a Ford Focus like the one I picked before. The issue is that the Ford Focus seemed to be a very good car, because I picked it and I won by like more than 10 seconds against my opponent, so this one might be an issue. Theoretically, we have the Lancia Delta, right? This is a legendary car, so we should be fine, right? Surely. Now we're gonna be fine, okay? And if we are not fine, it's not the fault of the car, it's a skill issue. Also, I think I was right with what I was saying earlier in the stream, that this was the track that the AI has trouble with a chicane, but it's only in this direction, which I'm assuming it's in reverse. Not in the other one, it's in this one that it has issues. So this chicane that is out to show up, for some reason the AI brakes, but you're obviously intended to do this at full speed. So I don't see him braking here, so maybe that's not the one after all. I don't know. I only remember that there was one track, one rally track, that the AI for some reason thought it was a good idea to brake when you could simply full throttle it. So if it was that one, I guess, I don't know, because it doesn't seem to be braking now. And this drift feels so good to do. I'm gonna say the same thing that I said back when I played the rally races in simulation mode, but if anyone likes rally games, please give the rally races in this game a try. Like, they are not realistic, like, don't expect them being realistic, but they are just so fun to drive. I guess I should clarify, if you're a fan of arcade racing games, specifically the rally ones, that this one is very good at doing that. Like, if you're a Richard Burns rally player where you want everything to be ultra realistic, well, no, clearly not. Okay, careful. Oof, nice. See, for example, doing corners like that and seeing that you did it without crashing against anything, it feels so nice. I mean, obviously not crashing against anything should be like the normal state, right? It's what you're supposed to do. But considering that it's quite, you know, it's just like in anything rally related, it's hard to drive the car because you're essentially constantly drifting. You're not really having any traction. So it's like you're extremely driving every time. it feels good when you do the corners properly, and especially when you do it fast. If this was a realistic rally game, you couldn't do those corners without crashing and fast at the same time. But in this particular track that has like the track is super wild, maybe it's a different story. Because I mean, in actual rally trails where you barely have any room to steer, it's a different story. But here it's like you have a whole part just for yourself. And I say just for yourself because it doesn't seem like our rival here is very interested in winning. It's just falling quite behind. So yeah, not much that they can do apparently. And got it. Nice. So I want to check. Well, I want to check if I unlock any car in the S-Class category. I probably did. Since the game doesn't tell you what you unlock. Oh, okay, well, I unlocked something now, I guess. 50% achieve, and I got a Corvette. Wait, but this is for the simulation mode. So you're saying 50% achieve of the whole game, you don't mean of arcade only, right? Well, that's irrelevant for arcade mode then. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not related to this. And also there are 6 trails in total, each one with 6 races. And then it says goal. Right. So it seems that the smartest thing to ration this is 3 group of races in one stream and 3 group of races on the second one. Seems to be the idea. Alright, Trial Mountain. So yeah, did we unlock anything? No, we did not, on S-Class that is. Oh, this is by the way the Corvette that I unlock on the simulation mode, that I cannot afford to care about, I guess. We can use the Supra for example. I think that the S-Class races, for the most part, unless it's a very hard track, you should be fine. Well, Trial Mountain is not particularly easy, I guess, but still should be fine. Not to mention that this Supra, I think it's a very good car. Oh wow. Hey, why are you taking me out? Are you jealous? Is this car just so much better than yours? Well, you should have picked a better one then. It's not my fault. You know? I mean, even though it's probably not gonna be an issue to win this track is still so evil. It's a track that you can tell that it was made with a lot of hatred in mind. Very, very evil track. Like, my headphones are pretty loose right now. It's hard to adjust them in the middle of the race, but I think that, well, the good thing about these in-ear monitors is that at the very least you can know that they are not gonna fall off, but they still can get pretty loose, which makes it so you don't hear the, well, whatever you're hearing, you cannot hear it that well, you know. Should be closer now. And perfect timing. Hear my favorite song on this game. So I guess I still have the volume quite low myself, or maybe, which is always a possibility, maybe my hearing is just getting worse and worse, you know. I mean, after all, everyone gets older and I also get older, right? Nah, but it's fine, don't worry about it. And the thing is that if I make this volume any louder, what instead it's gonna happen is that I'm gonna hear the vacuum cleaner noises from the car louder rather than the music in itself. Now, I wonder if the cars that you can unlock later on, if any of them is gonna be the LMPs. Because it will be weird if you can compete against the LMPs but you cannot use them, right? What's the point? Don't know why will be the what will be the point on that. Will be the case. Also, you know what I think that... Well, this game doesn't have autosave, so that means that if the power went out, I will lose all my progress. I probably should save, you know? I understand that, you know, the power going out is a rare occurrence, it's probably not gonna happen, but hey, what if, right? That's the thing. Can always happen. I kinda doubt it will, but you never know. Okay. Well, this race was pretty freeing. That's the issue with these cars. Seems that for the most part you are not really gonna have any issue winning. So it seems like there are many ways to make it exciting, but it seems like it's either that or getting absolutely destroyed. You know, not a meteorite. I'm just talking about hey, let me save real quick. Like a power outage could happen. So here, save game. In theory, this is the same save data than the one in simulation mode, because it told me if I wanted to override, so it's most likely the same one. But yeah, just in case, since there is no autosave, let me do it manually. Alright, what is the next one? Deep Forest. Oh, that's the first time that we see Deep Forest here. I like it. What else could we pick here? I mean, I could pick the Corvette, but looking at the horsepower, something tells me that this is gonna trigger the LMPs, probably. Though I guess I don't lose anything for trying. Yeah, something tells me that we're gonna have the LMP jumpscare with this thing. Let's see. Correct. We're gonna have the LMP jumpscare. I wanna see though. Can I compete? Because the Mazda is not here. Like it's only, well, quote unquote, only the Toyota GT1. So maybe I can actually win this one. Though the moment that he gets past all these opponents, it's over. Like the moment that happens, you can kiss this shit goodbye. But yeah, the mistake here is even including the LMPs, because this category with the Dodge Viper and the other cars will be pretty nice to drive, but it's impossible if you include the LMPs, obviously. Unless you retry constantly until an LMP does not show up. And right now the only reason why the LMP is not in first place is because he's being blocked by the rest. The moment that stops being the case, that guy is gonna be on our ass. But hey, maybe we can win this one if he keeps getting blocked. Well, the problem is that right now the only block left is the Dodge Viper. And on this straight, I don't think he's gonna be blocking shit. Well, this was a nice attempt. Well, he's still not overtaking. It seems that my buddy, the Dodge Viper, is making a very good show at keeping him at bay. Well, that's pretty nice. Pretty kind of you, Dodge Viper. Maybe he knows that I was his first choice and I got obliterated by the LMP, so now he's looking for revenge. Also, this car is pretty good to drive, by the way. Like, I really like it. It really is a shame that we cannot use it because of the stupid ass LMPs, but yeah. But I'm also glad that I unlock it. It's just that I'm probably not gonna touch the simulation mode anyways. But I'm not gonna touch it anymore because I already did everything I wanted to do. But yeah, the LMP is right there. So yeah, the problem is that the moment this guy overtakes is the moment that it's over. Because this guy is simply on a different category. Literally on a different category. I mean, you don't need to be an expert in cars to know that this asshole is on a different category. Just look at the way he looks. Like, it's like, you know, doesn't even look like the same thing. Looks like an alien car compared to all these regular racing cars. And that's crazy that this is even allowed. At least I guess if you want a challenge, you will have a challenge here. Have to block this asshole for the entirety of the race or else you lose. Yeah, the thing is that in straights, there's not much you can do, and once he overtakes, well, you can dive bomb him like this to recover, I guess. Like that works, but yeah. I mean, the smartest thing, if it comes to being time optimal, will have been restarting already. But I'm curious to see how far I can go. I simply want to see. You know, I'm a curious person. And here to satiate my curiosity, I need to see this race till the end. Otherwise I cannot get over it. I mean, so far I've been able to hold on for a couple laps with this guy behind me. Well, 4 laps if we count the entirety of the race, but in the entirety, the previous laps in the race, it wasn't me the one keeping him at bay, it was the other cars. So it seems that he will always overtake here in this section. Or means that here he overtook a lot sooner. I'm still gonna dive bomb your ass, no matter what. Like, since you have no honor, I have no honor either, you know? It's okay, we can get in the mud and fight like pigs. I don't mind. You know that there is the typical saying that you don't want to go down to their level when someone does something like, you know, cheating or whatever. And like doing what they do is going down to their level. But I don't give a shit. I will go down to their level. You wanna fight like pigs? I'll become a pig just to fuck you up. That's my objective. So this guy is still behind me, surprisingly. Not for long, I guess. This is the final lap, by the way, something that I forgot to mention. So that means that if he doesn't overtake in the final corner, I win. Eat shit, bitch. That's what you get for being a bitch. Bringing an LMP. Well, technically, I don't know about the nominations. I think technically this is a GT1 category, not theoretically an LMP. I think like LMP is a different category, but for all intents and purposes, he's an LMP. So yeah, it's what you get for bringing an LMP to a Grand Tour race. Like, all of these guys in this grid are from one category that you do not belong to. Yeah, it's a dog-eat-dog world, I agree. Yeah, that was intense. I mean, I would like to keep doing races like that, but in that one, there was a very big luck factor. If any of those assholes starts in first place, there is no way you're gonna reach them. Oh, and even less so in a track like this that has such an insane straight line. Look, I'll try it, but don't expect me to win again. Like, if an LMP shows up, I'm most likely not winning this one. But I'll try. Let's see. Well, here they keep it... They keep it secret until the very end, huh? Okay, so this time the Mazda showed up. Actually, both of them showed up. the Mazda and the Toyota. So yeah, this thing is not gonna go anywhere. But hey, let's try. Hey, we can try being as dirty as possible. Especially since this is an urban track, we can play with the walls. So, to be fair, something that these guys do is they slow down a lot in corners. So I guess really what happened to me on the very first race of today's stream was literally the worst combination possible. Like, I picked this car that makes the LMPs show up, which already is a problem in itself, but not only I did that, but the first track is also the oval. So if you have any chance against these guys, it's definitely not in an oval, you know? You're not gonna beat these guys on an oval track, because obviously the whole point of an oval is that the fastest one wins, so... Okay, so here... Alright, the Mazda is gonna go away for a little bit. Let me see if this guy can push me. But you know, the biggest problem here is that the final straight is so long that even if you are ahead, these guys will probably overtake. So I don't think it's a good idea. Well, it's obviously not a good idea. I guess it's an amusing idea. At least it's a more interesting idea than using the other categories where winning is pretty much guaranteed unless you fuck up, right? I wonder if they will even be selectable in this arcade mode, those LMPs. Is that the final chicane is also very hard to do, regardless of if you have an LMP behind you or not. So here, like, if this was the final lap, you have to perfectly block this guy, or you are not winning. Like, essentially this race won't matter until the final lap. That's when everything is gonna get decided. Certainly not before. Until the very end, this will be like up in the air. Like whoever's gonna win, right? It'll be completely up in the air. And crazy that you can actually beat the LMPs. This shouldn't be a thing, you know? I think that what I'm the most disappointed with is that apparently Formula cars are also not a thing here. It would be nice if at least at the very end they show up in some way, but I kinda doubt it. They are most likely gonna keep them in simulation mode. Right, so here this was a very... Like, this is a lot of advantage. So here, do I even need to block? No, I don't. If that was the final lap, I wouldn't even need to worry about blocking these guys. Like, what I can tell you is that as entertaining as this is, it's definitely not a smart idea. Because the odds of losing are extremely high. So yeah. I shouldn't do it, but at the same time, the other categories have shown that getting an interesting race is not something that happens very often. And with this one, you are guaranteed to have an interesting race simply because of how superior the LMPs are. Just that it seems that the AI is particularly bad, I guess. And I was praising the AI of this game before, but I guess I shouldn't have. It's pretty scary to look on the mirror and see the LMP approaching so damn fast. Holy shit. As I always say, it feels like you're seeing a shark approach while you have the soundtrack of Shaw's playing in the background. It's fine. The problem is that here I did a lot of corners very badly, so I don't think I'm gonna have the same advantage that I had in the previous laps for that final straight. We will see though. Yeah, I especially fucked up the chicane, didn't it? I think that it might be all over right now. No, not like this. Well, at least I don't have to worry about both at the same time, but I have to worry about this one at least. Or maybe I do. Oof. Tim. That was very intense. Very. Extremely intense even. Holy shit. I'm glad that the finish line was there and not like a centimeter further. Damn. So these are the kind of races that you can have by picking this, but the problem is that this is essentially like a coin toss. It can go well or it cannot go well. Yeah, neck and neck. I also thought it was over at the end, but I guess not. Crazy. And we have, oh, okay. But this will come later. But see, in this one, there is no way that you can pick the Dodge Viper and win against the LMP. On Seattle, though, it could be. I guess we can try. I mean, why not? I guess might as well try. What could go wrong, right? Just what could possibly go wrong aside from everything? Oh, okay, so here the Pagani Sonda showed up, which seemed to be a faster car. Okay, the Mazda also showed up. So yeah. The Mazda is pretty clearly the fastest one. And the problem is that he's already on first place right now, so chances of him getting stopped are low. I don't think it's happening, but you know that we can always dive bomb his ass, right? But yeah, I think at this point he's way too far, so it's not gonna happen. Like, even if I did like the most terrorist dive bomb possible, I'm not gonna reach him. And I'm not gonna reach him by like pace. I don't think so. I could try, like I could do one lap to see how close I get to him. Okay, so it seems that his biggest weaknesses are super slow corners, like he has to slow down a lot, but at the same time this track, the Seattle circuit, has a lot of straights, so I'm not really sure. But especially not if I do that. It's that when you have someone in front of you, it's like you start getting impatient, especially if they are naturally faster like this, right? Yeah, I don't think we're winning this one. If he wasn't in first place so quickly, we could, but he got first place pretty much at the beginning. That's the issue. At the same time, I kinda have him relatively close right now. My PC is gonna be fine, don't worry about it. Yeah, I don't think this is worth continuing. It's just that I'm a moron. So every time that I see that I get closer, I'm addicted to keep going, but from a logical point of view, this is obviously a bad idea to keep going. I will keep going though, for now, until I have an accident that is unrecoverable. I guess I will keep going against my better judgment as always. And that was a very bad corner. Okay, yeah, that one is not recoverable. Completely fucked up the chicane. Alright, let's not do that. Because as I say, it's essentially a coin toss here. It could go well, but it can also go like that. So yeah, I guess let's pick the more boring option, which is simply, you know, picking one of these cars that is normal. Theoretically, this one, well, at least according to the, you know, to the stats, this one is the slowest one of this category. I don't think we have carpinchos here, where I live. Will be wrong, but I never seen one. We do have a lot of stray dogs. Look in the mirror. No thanks. Yeah, unfortunately, in this category, everything is, you know, everything goes as you would expect, you know. You're not gonna have any issues on keeping up with these things. Like, this is still a category that if you make a mistake, you will still be overtaken most likely, but for the most part, if you just drive normally, there is no way these guys can be faster than you. It's essentially this game's problem. Like, with the exception of Rally and Formula, everything in this game is a constant, you know, it's in a constant unsatisfactory spot. Like, whether it is because the progression of simulation mode sucks, or the fact that there is not really a sweet spot that you can find between a race being beatable and at the same time being challenging. So yeah, it's a shame, but it is like that. That's why I was thinking at the beginning, like, hey, maybe if I pick the Formula car from my garage, other Formula cars are gonna show up and we're gonna have like a similar experience to the Formula World Championship in simulation mode, but no. That's not the way it works. Yeah, I mean, the city that you read about having a lot of those animals is most likely in the south of the country. And I'm pretty far from the south, so yeah. Not here. I don't think in Gran Turismo 4 it's gonna be much different though, thinking about the difficulty of arcade mode. Because in Gran Turismo 4, The only way to make races hard in simulation mode was by picking a car that was clearly inferior to whatever your opponents pick. So that's something that in arcade mode is, I mean, unless it's something like this where you you pick a touring car and you make it race against an LMP, I don't think that there is gonna be any difficulty of beating those races, which is a shame. Well, in the PS1 games, the difficulty was mostly up until the point where you can unlock a good car, because the unlocks in the arcade modes of the PS1 game were actually useful, unlike the ones in this one. So I guess there was more of a challenge element here, but yeah, here not really. It's okay. I mean, it's supposed to be an arcade mode, supposed to be casual. Just that if they have a hard difficulty, it would be nice if there was a bigger challenge that didn't involve racing against a completely different category, you know? Because as I say, this car that I pick is theoretically the slowest one of this category, and look at how much I'm leaving these guys behind, you know? So it's that sort of thing. I'm a little bit concerned about the test course, because in the test course nobody needs to brake. Like essentially whoever is the fastest one wins, but in none of these categories you have a clearly faster car, which means that it will only get decided at the very end whoever is gonna win. So I guess that will be exciting, but at the same time the test course is such an insipid track that it most likely, you know, won't matter either way. I did that corner sequence so well, holy shit. I actually did that so fast. Well, if I was competing against the LMP right now, I probably will have won that. Or no, I don't know. Yeah, I got it. Well, unfortunately the next one is the test course, so this is gonna suck, but unfortunately the devs of this game are kinda obsessed with the test course. We have to beg that they are not gonna have the test course in reverse for one of the next races, but at least for this one, unfortunately the test course is there. So for this test course, you like picking either the Viper or the Corvette are not viable choices, so we gotta pick anything else. I could pick one of the NSXs, I guess. Sure, why not? But yeah, for what I know that like this will be a race rather, that will get defined only at the very end, because it will be a constant battle of slipstreams. Like none of us is gonna be faster than the other, so essentially whoever is ahead by the end of the race will win. Nothing more, nothing less. And as I also said before, picking the Viper or the Corvette will make this racing possible, as you cannot even start blocking them. And even if you were the one that started in first place and you had the chance to block them, there is absolutely no way that you can block them for 5 whole laps in this thing. And especially if there's more than one opponent, because you, like, if you're a magician, maybe you can get away with blocking one of them. But with the 2 of them trying to overtake at the same time, there is absolutely no way that you are gonna keep them both behind you. Like, you can't. But yeah, unfortunately, aside from how boring this race is gonna be by default because of this dog shit track, like, the victory will never be guaranteed until the very end. Well, when I say until the very end, I mean that it's not gonna get guaranteed at all. Just that at the end you will find out who wins. It might be you or it might not be you, you know? Though something that I could try is I could try constantly pushing this guy instead of going back and forth, since this guy doesn't seem to be that interested in doing that. Though it seems that this car is faster than the other ones. Or is it simply because I'm pushing him? Well, I'm gonna push you. Our night released a new roguelite mode and the final boss is banging me hard. He periodically summons suicide bombers from the side that almost insta-kill everything they touch. Well, good luck then. I wish you good luck. Cannot give you any advice though, but hey, I can at least give you luck and hope that you receive it, you know? Well, at least by staying away from the other 2 guys, like the ones that are currently in 3rd and 4th place, it means that I only have to worry about one opponent. Which, hey, it's better than worrying about multiple at the same time, but doesn't really guarantee anything. I will save the luck for the next month. But next month will happen in 4 days, mister. You know? Like, for next month there are only 4 days remaining. So I think that the luck will still be used relatively quickly, wouldn't it? So let me check here. If I were to can I even overtake this guy here? Is that not with this speed? Like, if I overtake here, actually I don't think I can overtake him. Like, this guy seems to be legitimately faster than everyone else, because, like, as much as this game has slipstream physics and all of that, I'm pretty sure that they don't apply to the opponents. Like, the opponents just most likely use rubber banding. So the thing is that, considering that, that essentially means that this car is faster than everyone else when it comes to top speed. So theoretically here, if it wasn't for slipstream, I wouldn't have any chance of beating this guy. The problem is that I still have not been able to overtake him again, so I'm a little bit concerned about it. But I overtook him there at least, but here the issue is that trying to constantly keep him behind you is not something that is particularly productive at all. It's better to try to push him constantly until eventually the final stretch comes and you overtake. It's basically a cattail from PVC. I don't know what that means, but yeah, as long as you like it. Okay, so if this was the final lap, I could pull off something like that. But is that overtaking in the middle of the corner seems like such a bad idea. Like, if this was the final lap, I would have won. Like, cool, but you know, a lot of things have to go right, and that's a little bit hard. The plant from Plant vs. Zombies that shoots homing bullets, I don't remember that. Don't remember there being a homing bullet plant, but I mean, I most likely saw it, like back when I played Plant vs. Zombies like 20 years ago. but yeah, I don't remember it right now. But I believe you. It was from a Gardy thingy you get, the greenhouse where you buy seeds from Dave. Yeah, in that case, I don't know if I if I ever unlocked it back then. I mean, something tells me that back then I did beat the game with 100%, but it's been so long, and I don't even know if I still have that save file. I mean, it's been from like so many computers ago, probably like 4 computers ago. But if I had the save file of when I played that, it would certainly be a miracle of the universe. Yeah, something tells me I probably don't. And so you can essentially ride this car like that on the final corner to kinda overtake him, but I mean, this is gonna be a 50-50. Like, I could win this the same way I could not win this. As I say, I shouldn't be blocking him right now. I don't think that this is a smart idea. At the same time, I'm actually capable of blocking him. It's easier to block him when you are not looking back. This is most likely a very bad idea. I'm gonna let him pass, and I'm gonna repeat the same strategy that I did in the previous laps, like essentially trying to side rail him and see if that's enough to overtake and keep the lead. You can do this, and essentially that guarantees that you're gonna be in front of him. Notice that right now I probably did that too early, but if I keep blocking him, I should be able to keep him behind. I don't know how easy it is to block him here. Probably not too easy. Well, this is it. It all comes down to this. Actually keep him behind. Okay, there you have it. I mean, as nice of an ending as that was, the rest of the race is essentially filler like anything that happens on this dog shit track. But yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it. At least it's over, and I hope that, as I said before, that the reverse version doesn't show up. That will be fucked up. Alright, so I want to check if I unlock any car, but we're gonna have the reverse version of Tokyo. So yeah, I wanna see if there's any unlock. Oh, we do have an unlock. Okay, this is one of the cars that showed up when you pick the Dodge Viper, which I'm assuming that... Okay, you know what? I want to try him now. I was gonna end the stream here, but I actually want to try him. I don't promise winning, especially if these LMPs are gonna show up, and they most likely will. Also, this is such a weird ass car. What am I even... It's an Alfa Romeo. I mean, that doesn't make it any less weird. So, you can already see that the Mazda showed up. Well, the Mazda and the Pagani Sonda, I think. Also, is this even faster than the Dodge Viper? It seems like it's not even on the same category. Well, I mean, it's not on the same category as the LMPs for sure, but I mean, not even on the same category as the Viper, I think. Like, it doesn't seem to be that good of a car whatsoever. Keep braking too much in these corners. But unfortunately the Pagani Sonda got first place here, so we can pretty much give up. But yeah, there is essentially no reason to use this car. Like, if you are masochistic enough here that you want to go against the LMPs with a car that is clearly slower, you might as well pick the Dodge Viper and not this shit, you know? This shit is not gonna go anywhere. But yeah, well, I guess now I will leave it here, since I already tried this thing and it's a piece of shit. But yeah, we can see in the status here that essentially the half of it is left. So yeah, we can do that. I hope that the goal... Well, it would be nice if it had anything, but the thing is that with what I'm calculating that it's gonna take for the next stream, I think that I can only do these 3 ones. So I don't know what goal is gonna have, but we will see. In any case, well, let me say, I almost forgot about that, because yeah, you cannot choose exit here. Can you even tune these cars in arcade mode? No. You cannot. I don't know if you pick from garage, if it tunes them with what you have in simulation mode, probably. But if you just pick off the ones that are preset, I think it just loads whatever preset it has, you know? But yeah, in any case, that will be it for me for today. So thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream with the second half of arcade mode. So have a good one and take care.